Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Prez, and you might be a DC fan, and I'm going to be telling you why candy.com/DC is worth checking out. And this is the first in the series. So I'd like to welcome you to the new era of DC fandom. So, you might be here because you might have been referred by a community member we're very active over at Twitter and on Discord. I just like to say, you're in a good place. I'm be hoping to unpack this in this video, give you an overview of everything, but also there'll be multiple videos coming out of this. So don't worry if you missed something in the beginning. I'm just giving you a taster of, what it is that you are going to be diving into. So the first thing I would say is you'd be hearing this term a lot is what is an NFT? An NFT is called a non-fungible token. You'd be like, what the heck does that mean? Um, think about it as a technology, right? Think about the internet. People were angry when it first came out. They were like, "Oh, that's never going to replace a phone book." Well, look now, everyone's using the internet, right? Web 3 or the blockchain, and including NFTs, is a way of being transparent and storing the data online so that people can see that the supply and the ownership of it doesn't change. And it's just it's the next. A lot of big companies are hedging their bets into this technology, and primarily today we're talking about DC doing that. Um, but I'll give you an example, right? Think about, let's peel this back. So everybody knows what a comic book is, right? A physical comic book. Now that has its drawbacks as well. If you're a physical comic book collector, you'll know all about this, right? So I'll give you an example. Um, so as an NFT collector, sorry, a physical collector, right? Um, there's a heat gun here, and as you know, it's been sealed by the CGC and it's been graded so that I know most of these fetch for eye-watering prices. But because of the heat gun, it's been suggested that maybe he's tampered with it, right? So that's the first thing. It's the integrity of the physical collect like comic, right? It's being compromised right now, and it's also the supply. Now, you might have the highest grade, like a 9.9 of something. It could be the only one found, but then suddenly someone's found it in their granddad's basement. Now you're kind of screwed because there's two of what you thought was the only copy. Now there's another copy lying around somewhere. So um, this solves that. An NFT solves that. You get verifiable ownership and a supply. So the supply of it is you can peek it in the blockchain. So take my word for it for now. But that's one of the pros of going digital. Not only do you save space because it's in the digital realm, it's also verifiable. You can store it in something called a hardware wallet, which is what we're hoping to get early 2024. We're early adopters as well for candy.com/DC. So these are the things we want to see. Now, other things that we could do with an NFT that we're on our digital collecting journey is that we can burn or like burn the supply and make things more scarce. So if there was someone coming in that wanted to collect it, well, they're gonna have to take it from us, and the supply is limited, so it might fetch a premium in price. And we could also craft new items like literally like magic, because obviously in a physical product you can't just make something new if you burn something. It's just not physically possible to do that. So there's new experiences unlocked by going digital, and that's really essentially it. It's a new digital era of collecting, experiencing the ultimate DC fan access pass, as we call it. Web 3 and NFTs, all these terms that might be new to you, but ultimately like a Ready Player One metaverse. So I'll show you what I mean by this. So it's just fresh news. Warner Brothers, you might have heard of this. Has partnered with AI company Futureverse to make Ready Player One a real thing. The Readyverse is being called the definitive destination for fans to explore their favorite stories and IP in the metaverse. Like, you might have seen this movie, um, and you'll be able to enjoy all these IPs in this new world that they're building. We've seen Apple release, in about January 19, we'll be able to pre-order um, these new Apple Vision Pros, which will be able to be like an extension of it'd be like you put it on and it's gonna like replace a lot of things. And there's business cases for it, like your boss could like just deck this out to team members, and they could like experience almost being in the same room with each other with these things. um, Again, far out things that um, the companies are looking to unlock for us, really. And hopefully NFTs, the things we're collecting today, like a bat cow, will be able to be displayed in these metaverses. It's kind of crazy because we're so early, um, but these are the things that we can possibly get. Now, stop sharing now and just take a breather here to say, what are the reasons why you might be interested here? I'm hoping it's because you're a DC fan of the DC comic books, movies, and TV shows. But I would say maybe for an NFT, especially if the eye-watering prices they fetch, you might be driven by the money. And the thing is, I'll be honest, I'm driven by the money. A lot of people are in the space because it's new, it's volatile, lots of money being thrown around here. Lots of companies want to get involved. But I would say because we're in, if you went like 2 years ago, maybe when everything you could have bought a random NFT and it would have pumped to high heaven. Now, when you go into a market that's obviously starting to heat up, in my opinion, but it's still kind of like you can lose money here. So I would say do it because you're a DC fan and you're gonna go into Canada.com/DC, looking to test it slowly, slowly, and with money you're willing to lose. So you could also be an artist, right? So I have a cousin. If you're an artist looking to connect with your audience through a new medium like NFTs and earn revenue and immortalize your work, absolutely. So I'll share an example. So I'll shout out to my cousin right now. Her name is Sunshine Plata, and these are coffee paintings that she has done. Um, you know, um, really, really a long time ago. I would say early 2000s, I believe. She'll be able to correct me, but she's been featured in Ripley's Believe It or Not. So these paintings are made actually from coffee. And she's looking to me and she rang me up one time and she's like, okay, we need to talk about this because she's been featured in Ripley's Believe It or Not. And what she could do is I can help her, and if you know of anyone that could help me create an NFT collection, reach out. But um, help her immortalize her work through the blockchain and be able to create copies, verifiable copies that she's going to digitally sign and earn revenue from buying and selling them, initially. And then when you if people trade them between each other, she'll be able to earn royalties. It's just a new dynamic, beautiful dynamic, and these are her works. And I'm looking forward to seeing these in the blockchain. Now we can see, like over at OpenSea, this is where these pieces of art ultimately are traded for money, real money, like digital currencies like Ethereum. It's really, really interesting. It's a new way of, that's one of the reasons why you might be here. You might be an artist yourself looking to go ahead and explore this new medium. Now, I would say um, I'll give you a quick overview. And again, like I said, I'm going to be diving into this more in future videos, but I'm going to tell you why licensed NFTs from candy.com/DC are different. Now, I would say definitely Backhouse is my number one favorite, and people might have known me for this already. And maybe the person that actually has referred you to this, um, have um, has told you about my love for Backhouse, and perhaps like that. The more appropriate music for this would be like a Batman theme song more than anything. But definitely, for example, now I'm going to share my screen. What is a backhow, right? What is a backhow? A backhow is a one of one characters. There's 11,544 of these. And as you can see, these are my backhows. And I'm hoping to be able to 3D print this one day and wear some of these things. Now these have different characters. They're Batman, not really Batman. They're like all of them are one of one, so you won't see them replicable anywhere. These are just these are unique in its own sense, and I could definitely make a new video of this, just diving in deep into Batcals, and I can even show you. Um, these are the different things that these are different cows, and they have different characters. Like this one's got the Riddler, this one's Aurelian Marble, this one's a one of two material, but all of these cows are one of one. So you can't see the same bat cow twice in the 11,544 that's been made. Just beauty, and I'll talk more about this in the future videos. But for now, just know that they've unlocked these experiences, right? Like these crazy experiences from the inception of the project a year and a half ago. Um, and all of these things we managed to get. And I'm not going to go deep into this because we're going to take all the time in this video. But right now, actually, they're in a fairly cheap price of $239 as we speak, as I say this. But this is the face of web. This is face of Web3, the first foray of Web3. Now we don't have our keys or our self custody. We don't have interoperability with other chains. So again, this doesn't make sense right now. But these two things that we think is going to be a catalyst for more people jumping into the project. So if you're hearing about this, in my opinion, this is a good time to enter. Now you get prominent members of DC, right? Like Josh Hackbarth, who is heading up the Ready Player One. Um, and I'm hoping to see back house in the in the Readyverse, as they call it, the Ready Player One multiverse. But you see Jim Lee here is wearing a back cow, who is a prominent artist, the president of DC. I've got every confidence that this project will take off because I believe that it's right now it's undervalued. Um, and we also have something called the Legacy Cow, right? So the Legacy Cow is spawning from a bat cow. If you have a bat cow, you got airdrop this. But for example, this one, um, just waiting for it to load. So the Legacy Cow is something that we've actually managed to get votes on, right? We voted in a like within ourselves. And again, I'm gonna dive more deep into this in the future videos. But this is an AI villain designed to copy Batman, and I also have the original cover at the back, but um, copies Batman's. He knows his strengths and weaknesses, and anyone can wear a bat cowl and be able to get the physical abilities of bat, like not the abilities, but this as long as someone's athletic enough, they'll be able to wear a bat cowl and become and embody Batman's skills and knowledge and using AI. And the legacy cows ran away from the cave. And I don't want to spoil too much of this, but that's the whole premise of the story. And we got to vote 3 chapters of it. And by just voting, we got airdropped these badges that we didn't know. So we got rewarded for just participating, right? And we've got the chapter 3 badge to be airdropped to us as well. But it's just an amazing journey that we were a part of. Like I said, the badges to show us that we've, to reward us for engaging in this epic journey that I've been, a year and a half now. And we've got these epic story-driven collectibles, right? That we got airdrop for holding a back out. And again, I refer to that huge list that I've shown you. But ultimately, we got given like for example, like these different parts of Gotham City, and we speculate that could be land in the metaverse in the future, the Readyverse in the future. We've got these Harley Quinn you know like charms that again, like I said, we've had a story emailed to us. We could follow it along, and we get by completing these quizzes, the people that completed them correctly are going to get future rewards and being part of this journey. Just something amazing. Like all of these things are going to link together, and we can't wait to see how they fully link because the story is not completely over yet. We've got a 2-year journey that's going to be extended. So it's never too late to pick up a back cow, like I said. And ultimately we'll be able to pick up original comics straight from DC. Um, For example, this Superman number one has been recreated as a 9.8 grade. You can see here it's 9.8 grade, and there's different edition numbers. It's like the community right now. If you pick up a low edition number, you'll be able to resell it for a high price. Now, this is being sold. The last 30-day average is $6,341 from someone that paid $9.99 in this current hard economic times. Like, some dreams are made and then come true, like with NFTs, and you can see why. But I don't want to take away from being a Batman fan, because you could read these as well. You could read these comics. I'm obviously not going to get that now for that price. But let's say if I had them, I'll be able to read and open these comic books. And like I'm just going to open one randomly. Now this was this week's drop, right? I can actually read them online, like really, really fast on this website as well. I'll commend this website. See, I can actually read them, and actually read them in a way that, and again, I'll dive more deeper into this in the video, but you can actually read them like consequently, and not be able to, and actually read them like you're going to read a comic book. So it's one of the most intuitive ones. Yeah, I'll talk about the packs. So, for example, if you buy it from 9.99, you'll have a chance to get different rarities. So it's gonna wear and tear different depending on the condition. And the price is gonna be different. I know that was a lot to take in, guys, but this is the first video in the series, and I'm just hoping to just get this out there to get you pumped. If you're DC fan and you're in the fence, I would say dive in. Go to kenny.com/DC. Buy a 50-cent comic book. That's the cheapest that's out there. Sign up, buy a 50-cent comic book, um, and you'll be able to just enjoy the most basic comic book for 50 cents. And then when you can, just work your way up, right? Again, like I said, thank you very much for listening. This is the first video in this series. And please give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And I'm hoping to publish the next one very, very shortly. So thank you so much. And I hope to see you on the ecosystem. Peace out.